football level. Here's DeAndre Hopkins and Joey Bosa.
It's DeAndre Hopkins, number 10 for the Arizona Cardinals. I'm with my boy Travis.
I'm Travis Gamage from South Mountain. I play in Phoenix, Arizona.
Joey Bosa here with the Los Angeles Chargers with my buddy Alama.
My name is Alama Collins. Like you said, I'm from Long Beach Wilson High School.
You know, this is a celebration, man. You know, that's the yoga, that's the meditation. I'm gonna need you to incorporate that.
All right, up classes now. I can see.
This is like one of my earlier series where I just bull rush.
Blow them up. Oh my gosh. They're trying to double team you.
I try to get a quick stop and just get up the field.
You got some wheels on you, man. You look like you might run a 4.40.
I set them up with that all game.
Oh my God, right through there.
Gotta hit that swim move.
Little boys out there, huh?
Oh yeah, this is one of my favorite plays this year right here. And what I feel like, you know, I did a good job of is hold my line. And I waited last minute to kind of fade away from him.
What a great catch.
I thought about catching him with one hand, but I was like, let me secure this touchdown.
Right, yeah. Be safe with it.
For me, a spin move comes maybe once, twice a game.
Wrapped up, and he's dropped.
I'd really like to sell it upfield, get that shoulder in there, almost selling a rip. And when you get him to lean right there, boom.
Just a fade route, just trying to get around him and hopefully score a touchdown in this play.
I like that release, bro. You got a sweet release on top.
Yeah, I tried to give him a little fake inside.
I set them up with that all game. Like, I kept on bull rushing in like the first quarter. I took a couple series.
Yeah, and you brought that rip right there real high to clear it. Yeah, you're a smart player. And then the finish. Not getting away from
drag him down, yeah.
The death grip, yeah.
Now, that was a good route right there, man. I like that route. I like the patience that you had up top, too.
Called game here. Sticking that long arm in there to get him to lean. And then went with the chop.
Goodness gracious, he's unstoppable.
Sacks are big, but if you couldn't turn the ball over, it's huge.
I think this one right here is definitely the catch of the year, if not the play of the year.
Oh, yeah, this one definitely has my vote.
The last play of the game, Bills players over there already celebrating. All I knew is if I get over this first person in front of me, I'm going to catch the ball. You know, the rest is history, man.
Is it caught? Is it caught? I can't believe it!
To see more of DeAndre's time with Travis and Joey's breakdown with Alama, you can check out the entire Next Generation series at playfootball.com. Always fun to see some potential future NFL stars in action. When you're talking NFL stars, you can't just talk about offense, Randy. You know this. You got to mention the defense, too. And I don't know how you talk about defense this year without talking about that guy, Chase Young. Okay. Yes, we're starting with a rookie. He led all NFC defensive ends in fan voting this year. He was the main ingredient in a pass rush that helped Washington win the NFC East, and his 7.5 sacks were the most among all rookies throughout this season. And I don't know how you talk defense without saying the name Aaron Donald.
Sam, unbelievable strength. Where are you going to line this man Aaron Donald up? I've seen him beat a single, a double, a triple. Man, he reminds me of one of my favorite superheroes, Superman. If he was superheroic, I could see him putting his 10 fingers in planet Earth, picking this whole planet up, and slamming it right back down. Man, I love to see Aaron Donald play.
I really like how you painted that picture for us. I appreciate that. Here's the rest of the NFC Pro Bowl defensive linemen. Joining Young on the outside are Cameron Jordan, first-time Pro Bowler Brandon Graham. Along with Donald, the other Pro Bowl interior linemen from the NFC are Fletcher Cox and Falcons defensive tackle Brady Jarrett. We get used to saying this guy's name whenever you talk about defense. You got to talk about Khalil Mack.
Man, single-handedly, I don't care where he's coming from. Outside, a 4.2, a 4.3, a 5.2. Where are you putting Khalil Mack at? I've seen this man single-handedly disrupt the football game. Monsters of the Midway, you brought it back to him, 52. I love to see him rush that passer.
The sixth career Pro Bowl selection for Khalil Mack. Here's a complete group of NFC linebackers joining Mack. Jason Pierre-Paul made it as the only Pro Bowler from the Buccaneers, and Zadarius Smith was selected for a second straight year from the Packers. The middle linebackers were both from the NFC West, Seattle's Bobby Wagner and Niners linebacker Fred Warner. And when you're talking NFC West, you can't forget to mention the name Jalen Ramsey.
Man, if there's a lawyer on the line right now, I need to talk to you. Ever since this young man, Jalen Ramsey, entered the National Football League, Sam, he has locked every wide receiver up. So guess what? The next wide receiver Jalen Ramsey lock up, man, bring your lawyer with you because he going to need the help Bail you out of jail. Jalen Ramsey, keep doing your thing, baby.
The fourth Pro Bowl for Jalen. Ramsey's joined in the secondary on the NFC team by Saints corner Marshawn Lattimore, while Jair Alexander and James Bradbury were selected for the first time in their careers. NFC safeties include two Seahawks, Jamal Adams and Quandre Diggs, and Cardinals safety Budda Baker made it for the third time. Still ahead in the show, Boomer's cracking open the vault to count down the top 10 plays from this year's group of Pro Bowlers. Where will Aaron Rodgers and Patrick Mahomes throws end up? Plus, stick around for an exclusive conversation with Tom Brady. What does it mean to be the GOAT? He'll tell you.
Everyone has different tastes for different things. It's like, I say, what's your favorite meal? Some people like steak, some people like chicken, some people like lasagna. I don't know, some people like pizza. That's athletes.
Glad I was counted out.
No one feels good about losing football games. That's not why we're here. You got to learn from the losses so that you can put yourself in a better position as you move forward.
Get ready for the comeback.
I know we all wish we were 12-0 at this point. It's not the reality. We haven't deserved it.
Godwin hurdles, fire the cannon, holy guacamole! What an answer by Tom Brady and the Bucs.
At the end of the year, there's only going to be one team that's happy with the way the season ends. It's going to be up to us to earn it.
Get ready for me.
Well, the numbers speak for themselves, don't they? A 10th Super Bowl appearance, playing for his 7th Lombardi trophy. Nothing to prove to anybody else. But what about to himself? What still motivates the GOAT to keep going at 43? Susie Colbert caught up with the Buccaneers quarterback ahead of this Super Bowl 55 matchup against the Chiefs.
So this free agency thing worked out pretty well, right?
Bucs are going to win this football game. Tampa Bay is heading to the Super Bowl.
Back in September, what would have been the chance that you would have said, this team's going to make it to the Super Bowl?
I think in September, I didn't obviously realize I have enough experience to know it's not that easy. Let me say that. There's a lot of things that go into getting to this point in the season. We all felt like we had a team that could compete with anybody, and at the same time, there's a lot to try to figure out. We're going to use all the time we have right up to game time to try to be the best we can be, and we're playing against a great football team, but we're going to have to be at our best.
So everyone loved that moment after the championship game when you hugged your oldest son, Jack.
Yeah.
How does it feel to you to be able to look up in the stands and see him there and then share a moment like that?
It's the best. I mean, it's the best part of the whole day. I'm there the whole day looking up, like waving at him, and he's like, he just doesn't want anyone to know that's my dad. So it ended up being just a great day for the two of us, and he'll never forget being at Lambeau. And I made a comment, it's so special for me. I hope it's as special for him, just being there to watch, which was really cool.
For all your kids, obviously, it's dad's really good at his job. But what do you think they take away from the work ethic and the dedication?
I always tell them that's what dads do. We go to work, and, we got to show up, and we got to find something we love to do. And, you find something you love, you're going to work hard, you're going to be good at it. And if you're good at it, you're going to enjoy it. When the off season comes, I've really tried to make a concerted effort, certainly in the last 3 or 4 years, to spend more quality time with them. And my kids are getting older. It's not always about what's going on in dad's life. It's what's going on in their life too. So I think part of being an older athlete, and I'm sure a lot of older athletes would feel that way, is that's the trickier part, is how do you balance and find time for a lot of things that are important to the other people that are in your life that really matter. Man, I'm very, very blessed.
So you still feel good. Are you still on track you've always said you'd retire at 45?
Yeah, I certainly hope so. And again, it's a contact sport, but I definitely like to keep going as long as I can.
Touchdown, Patriots! And they're bound for Super Bowl 53!
So after the championship game, the AFC championship game in 2018, you sought him out in his locker room. Why'd you do that?
Well, I think I'm just so impressed with Pat. There's one thing about the physical skill, but also how endearing he is to his teammates. I could see there's a special quality about him that attracts the teammates to him. I just wanted to make sure he knew that, I don't know if it was proud, but just wanted to let him know what kind of guy that I thought he was, not just as a player, but as a person as well. He's going to be a great player in the NFL for a long time.
That term, GOAT, gets thrown out there all the time. What would be your definition?
everyone has different tastes for different things. You know, it's like, I say, what's your favorite meal? You know, some people like steak, some people like chicken, some people like lasagna. I don't know, some people like pizza. That's athletes. You know what I mean? It just depends what style you like at the end of the day. I think I've always felt like the goal for me of playing was to win games and never be the reason why we lost games. That's ultimately how I end up judging myself at the end of the year. So to still be at it and playing this game is an incredible achievement for our team. And for me personally, you know, I just want to go out there and I want to play a great game and do the best I could do for my team.
Tom Brady will make even more history next Sunday, becoming the 4th quarterback to ever start a Super Bowl for multiple teams. He'll join Peyton Manning, Craig Morton, and Kurt Warner, who started 2 Super Bowls for the Rams and then got back to the big game with the Cardinals in Super Bowl 43 as we say hello to Hall of Famer and 4-time Pro Bowler Kurt Warner. Kurt, you're in a rare spot because very few people can relate to Tom Brady at the highest level. You've been in the position he's in right now. How would you describe how challenging it is to do what he's doing?
Well, extremely challenging. And Sam, you know, I can't speak for a guy that's 43 years old. I didn't do it at that age, but to go to Tampa Bay and to make this kind of a run and have this kind of an impact in his first year, to me, makes it even more impressive. You know, for me in Arizona, it was a process, building a culture and getting guys in the organization to believe that. So it took some time to build that up. For Tom to go there, and you remember hearing in training camp, he just does things differently. He holds us accountable in a different way. There's a different air about what we're doing down here because Tom Brady is there. And you saw that kind of show up throughout the season. And then maybe the most impressive thing is Tom's always been great at getting his team ready to play at the most important moments. Exactly what he did with his guys this year. An impressive feat because I know how difficult it is to jump to a new place and try to change the belief that is in an organization. What hasn't this guy done? I think the legacy that's going to change is all those kids that are dreaming about playing in the NFL. When I grew up, I was dreaming about, hey, I want to start in 5 Super Bowls because no quarterback had ever done that before. Now I don't even know what kids can dream for. Can you even dream to go to 10 Super Bowls? They might have to drop it down to number 2 on the list and say, hey, I'm just going to be happy for number 2 because what he has accomplished and the fact that he's in 10 Super Bowls, and we know he's not even done yet, it is just so impressive. He is going to be considered the best to ever play, specifically that position. But you just sit back in awe and you enjoy the journey with him.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought up what can the other guys do, because I wanted to talk about one of those other guys who he's going to be playing against in Tampa. I love that people are calling Patrick Mahomes the kid in this one, the baby goat, because it makes a whole lot of sense. What is the ceiling for Patrick, given what he's up against?
I don't know if there is a ceiling. You know, the most impressive thing to me about Patrick in early stages of his career is all the things that he's put together. Like we all know and we watch every week and we're wowed by the physical plays that he makes. You know, buying time and making these crazy throws and the no-look passes and throwing the ball 70 yards and his understanding of the game, his ability to throw with timing, to see pressure, to be able to play inside the pocket. If he couldn't even do any of that special stuff, he would be one of the best quarterbacks, if not the best quarterback in the league because of what he does inside the pocket. So you put this whole package together, and that is the amazing thing that we're talking about a guy that in 3 years starting as an MVP and is in 2 Super Bowls. And so as I was just saying about Tom Brady is, I don't know how many people can actually dream about playing in 10 Super Bowls. This is one guy that can still have that dream. This guy is one of those guys that's on track to say, hey, if I continue to go like I'm going for the next 15 years or so, I've got a chance to rival what Tom Brady has done.
Yeah, I think it's pretty clear that we're all just spoiled because what we're realizing is this seems to be the golden era of getting to watch some of these quarterbacks, especially the guy I want to talk to you about, and Aaron Rodgers. This guy puts together probably the best season of his career. Why do you think he had the success he had on the field this year?
Over the last couple of years as they've built this in Green Bay, I believe the system really works in his favor. And it allows some of that pressure to be taken off of Aaron Rodgers. And it allows the system to create plays for Aaron Rodgers where he can drop back and go, oh my gosh, how easy is that? And how easy is that? And then he still got the ability to be that special Aaron Rodgers.
In Buffalo, they are very excited about their quarterback. The season we saw Josh Allen have this year, he, of course, is also in the Pro Bowl. How would you describe the jump that Josh made from last year to what we saw this year?
Sam, this is one of the most amazing things because, you know, when I played, I always felt like I was one of the most accurate quarterbacks to ever play the game. It's about how you throw the football and where you throw the football. And I was always a strong believer that it's really, really hard for a guy that, you know, for the majority of his career was a 55, 60% passer to make a huge jump in that area. That to me has been the thing that has been so unbelievable about Josh Allen this year is that he has made such a huge jump in his accuracy. We knew he had the big arm. We knew he had his legs and could make plays that way. But if he can stay consistent at this level, he's going to have a chance to push Patrick Mahomes on a year-to-year basis, which is what I think we're all looking for in the AFC, is what teams are going to be able to push Kansas City because they really seem to have it put together for a long time.
So, Kurt, obviously one of the bummers of this year is that the guys don't actually get to go down and be together at the Pro Bowl and celebrate in the way that you're used to doing. You did this thing 4 different times. Do you have a favorite memory from your time at the Pro Bowl?
For me, it was hanging out in Hawaii and watching the interaction between the other great players, whether it was card games or conversations or laughs that were going on, running into different guys and getting to know them for the first time. But maybe my greatest memory was when I was in the pool playing with my kids one year at the Pro Bowl. And Junior Seau, the late, great Junior Seau, jumped in the pool, and we started to have a conversation. And he ended up picking up my kids, and he was tossing them up in the air and throwing them up. And they had one of their greatest days at the Pro Bowl. And I think that, to me, is the coolest thing about it, is you see these guys from afar and you idolize some of these guys or you respect them so much because of what they do on the football field. Getting to know who they are, getting to know the people behind the helmets, to me was the greatest part. And I could say that about a number of different guys that I never really knew until I got to the Pro Bowl. And it was just hanging out by the pool, having a drink, hanging out with the wife, where you get to know some of these guys and have conversations that kind of transcend the game and take your relationships to new levels.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that, and thanks for sharing that story, because that's what it's all about, right? It's about the relationships. Yeah, you want to celebrate all the accolades and all that, but shoot, if this year has taught us anything, it's that the time we spend together with other people connecting is what really matters. We can't wait till we can do that again in person, but for now, I will say you have the best FaceTime background setup I've ever seen. It's very impressive. We appreciate your time, one of the best to ever do it, a Hall of Famer, and 4-time Pro Bowler Kurt Warner. Thanks, Kurt.
Thanks, Sam.
Stick around to see an exclusive interview with the other half of this star-studded Super Bowl quarterback matchup. What Mahomes admires most about Brady's greatness. And straight ahead, Randy's got the best of the best mossings by Pro Bowlers this year. One-handed snags, Hail Marys, and more from the league's best receivers. Brady, get us started.
You got Mahomes.
Just finding out that my name was changed to a verb, like you got Mahomes. You know, there's one play particular.
Yeah.
You threw the ball, and I had to get up and I caught it on my shoulder. You remember that play? So everybody's like, dude, you Mahomes that guy.